I'll show him.
Okay. This is great. So, we don't know what we're doing. We've never done this before. We've always wanted to. So, welcome to the shit show.
Yep.
We're gonna call this the Aman and Shava podcast.
It's much worse, like, when the camera's actually rolling.
I know, because
like, 5 seconds ago we were
fine. Oh my god. We're really nervous. This is poor quality. How many more things should we throw out there that this is gonna be cringy as fuck?
Well, this is our first time doing,
This is our first time ever doing anything.
like, anything with our lives.
Yeah, at all. We've never done anything before.
I work at Target. You go to community college.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wearing a fake headset.
It's like literally
Like it's not connected to anything. I just wanted to feel important, but now it's bugging me, so I'm gonna put out there that I'm wearing a fake headset. There's no reason why any of you should give a fuck about who we are, unless you know who we are.
This is the first time I'm looking at the camera.
I know this whole time.
I don't want to look at it.
You have no reason to know who we are or like us. So this is kind of an introduction, but it's weird because we've known each other for 6 years now.
I don't know, because your timelines are always off, and then it confuses the hell out of my timelines.
I started high school in 2013, and I was 14 years old, and I met you my freshman year.
I was a sophomore,
so I'd
that's
say
why
6
I always
months.
Get confused.
I'd say 6 months in the freshman year we met, and we were buddies. We're probably best buddies right off the bat, honestly. So we
we did this
So
immediately.
how long ago was I in high school? How long ago was 2013? That's the math. That's how long we've been friends. But
I'm already getting distracted by
I know,
things in
and
your
I look
room.
everywhere else. It's not any better that I have photos and things of people that we know, so it's like, whoa. But,
We don't have any photos of people we know back here, though.
no, I made sure that this was all, now everyone can know right away how paranoid I am. I made sure all of this.
I just want to do this once on camera.
I just made sure that all of this background was nothing that was too, telling. But, to give people a reason to think that they should want to listen to what we say, which they honestly shouldn't, I figured we could introduce ourselves. It's like
You think like a monkey.
it's like the Death Note. To give people a reason to know who we are, and be interested in what we have to say, we have to be relatable.
Yeah, so far we've done nothing to say anything about us.
About who we are. But this is why I wrote down questions. But
What did you write down?
you can tell that
First ideas and encounters with each other.
you can tell that we're filming this on a laptop because we're reading. the document.
Oh, are we gonna talk about dreams?
Sure, I figured why not. Might as well get interesting. But before we get to the question part, I know you already have. I understand you already have an answer, but we're not there yet.
Wait, then what do you want me to say?
Well, we haven't even.
That's actually planned. I just showed up.
We have to talk about. Who we are and, like, I guess give a relatable something that people can be like, oh, that's me too. So, like, you're a redhead.
I'm a natural redhead.
How old are you? This is so stupid because I've known you for how many years?
I'm 20 and a half.
I'm almost 19. So you're a year and a half.
My birthday's in December. So
Yep,
yes.
my birthday's soon.
Soon.
So therefore, you're whatever.
Do you not want to give, like, any details?
No, my birthday's June 18th, but I literally didn't remember. I didn't
And then
remember.
my birthday is December 16th, so in
I
case
just
people
now
wanna stalk
realized.
us.
I just now realized how those are almost the same days.
That's not really almost the same days.
It's not.
Yours is in June and on the 18th, and mine's in December on the 16th.
I just meant that
Completely different
I
days.
meant that there's a number in between 16 and 18, and that made me very. I felt
There's a
important.
number between us.
There's a number.
And several months. And years.
And years, yeah. It's not important. It's not like we were born at the same time. You were definitely already a developed person by the time I came around.
Itchy.
We are not sponsored by Mountain Dew.
I am covering up the logo.
You're covering up the logo.
We shouldn't.
We're not sponsored by anybody. No one knows we are. No, but I guess a fun thing to do would be to it's so weird because I want to say retell the story of how we met, but we literally talk about how we met once a year. Or once every 6 months.
Once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, once every 2 weeks we revisit the story.
Because you think that the people around us don't know the story, so then you tell it nonstop.
Yeah.
It's like we're an old married couple.
Well, I mean,
how'd you two meet? No.
That's another thing I want to establish right now. Do you know how many comments we're gonna get that we should date and or that we are dating? Because we've gotten that all throughout high school, and we're prepared, and we don't want to know what you think about about that.
We've gotten comments that we're lesbian lovers, that we're long lost sisters, stepsisters,
cousins. God.
But all scenarios insinuate that they still have sex. Everybody thinks, with all those things, that we're still together.
But we're together.
We're cousins and we're together. We're sisters and we're together.
But to be fair, we were friends long before we had the men's in our life.
We were sad, single
cat
ladies.
We were together. No, but instead of having cats, I had a Gooby and you had a Moozy. That's another thing we should say. My name is Mazzy.
Have we not even said our names the whole time?
My name is Mazzy. This is Gabby. It feels so weird because I can't see.
I go by Gooby though.
I go by whatever.
You go by
Mazzy. Yeah.
Or Behoof.
Behoof is good because my last name's Booth. Your last name is Swoops.
Swoops. You're my best friend. You should know my name. I go by Gooby Swoops.
That'd be. A fun little anecdote. I didn't know how to spell Gabby's last name until 3 years into friendship, and I didn't know how to spell.
You didn't know how to spell my last name till last year.
I didn't know how to spell your first name until a couple weeks ago when Devin graduated.
Yeah.
Devin's my boyfriend, and he graduated early from high school, and we were at the ceremony, and she reminded me her name. Her first name's actually Jessie. Gabby is an abbreviation of your middle name. And then she reminded me that it's an E at the end, not an IE.
Yeah, because I was named after a male. So.
I thought it was an IE.
So I was named after a male Jesse, so I go by the male version of Jesse.
I don't even want to know how many times I'm looking at the camera when I'm not trying to. Because I know every time my eye passes...
It's probably 3 times I've looked at the camera.
Really? You're better at than I am. Every time my eye passes it, I'm going around the room. But...
I'm trying to stare intensely at the camera. It's not working. I want to look everywhere else.
So, I don't know. Maybe in retelling the story of how we met, we can.
Did you even start this stopwatch?
No. We don't know that.
So we've been rambling.
All right, now stopwatch is on, so we know how long we're recording. And retelling the story for people we don't know necessarily to hear. Are we going to find some new details?
No.
No?
No. No. It's the same story. So, our friend Nick, he introduced us at drama club, because we're
drama kids.
Yeah, we're
major drama kids, if you couldn't tell.
I'm not, actually into theater. I like theater, but I don't care for, actual theater.
I'm wearing a gothic,
right now.
I'm wearing a gothic Marilyn Monroe dress as we speak.
I'm wearing your sweatpants.
And also, I'm wearing this Marilyn Monroe dress because I'm getting ready to go to a movie premiere of a movie I was in because I'm a theater kid.
Are you actually going to go to that movie premiere, or
yes.
Are we going to do this instead?
We don't know yet. I'm going. It's going to happen. Well, now they're going to know that.
I didn't even know until, a second ago that you were in a movie.
I know, I didn't tell any. I was like, hey, by the way, I have a premiere night. But no, it's great, because now the people in the movie are going to be like, oh my god, she was doing this instead. But it's fine. Maybe they'll think this is cool, and I'll end up going. But this is a project we've gone away from what we were originally going to talk about, 6 times.
That's what we do, though. That's us.
This is a project for us that's been in the works since probably sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, and really all it needed was for us to sit down
and actually try to do it.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, you called me last week and we're like,
let's do
this. Let's do a podcast.
No, because I literally... Are we still recording?
Oh.
Yes.
We are?
Yeah. Thank God. I had a moment.
Sunburn sucks.
Oh, excuse me, I burped. It was everything, right away.
Fun fact, I can burp on command.
I can't.
Wait, which one should I burp into? Which microphone?
Probably this one. You can't. You can fart on command too, though. Let's be
No, I
honest.
can't.
Oh man, it seems like you can.
If I have gas built up, then I fart on command.
Anyway, this is
Michael's mom should not watch
this. My. You know what? Let's see how bad it gets, and then we'll figure out who cannot and can watch this. But no, this has been a thing that we wanted to do for a long time. It just took us getting over ourselves to actually sit down and do it, because we're both very insecure. Like, oh my God, we're just
You're an extrovert though, and I'm an introvert. But
this was still so scary for me. Like, I was shaking. before
you're
we got
an
here.
introvert about weird
Ass
things.
stuff. Yeah, that's true.
Like ordering. Like, I can order
I
a
don't
whole
wanna get on the
meal
phone.
for people, and I can get on the phone. But she freaks out. But then she just walks up to random strangers and can be in a crowded room.
Well, no,
and
and
take
then,
over the whole room, and I'm like,
or we'll go to like somebody's house and I'll become best friends with their parents in the matter of 10 minutes.
yeah, you do that.
Which is hilarious because
annoying.
adults scare me. Like, they terrify me.
Just people in general scare me.
Isn't that
Work retail long enough.
true? True. So we met our friend Nick introduced us, and basically what happened is we were like a theater. This is so bad. We were in the theater at the school.
Mm-hmm.
And a theater has
That's where
chairs.
theaters are.
They have chairs that people sit in, and then there's a stage. And we were doing a show where people had different scenes, and so the rehearsal times were different depending on that scene and the director and when they had time to have a rehearsal.
Yeah, because our theater teacher at the time was actually cool.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Anyway, we're just gonna. You know what shit we've already said.
I don't care.
So anyway, what were we doing? Me and you were waiting for a scene coming up, or you just didn't want to go home. I can't remember. Or neither of us wanted to go home.
I had like a scene at the end of the day, but I didn't really have any friends because like my whole first year of high school, I just decided I was not gonna.
Because it was you, Nick, and Leah.
So, and Nick was the only person I knew from our lunch freshman year, so I was hanging around him.
And he needed to go to rehearsal. That's why I was explaining the rehearsal thing. I got way off track. And he found me, and he was like, "Hey, Gabby, here's Mazzy," and dropped Gabby off at Mazzy daycare, which is fine. I love being a daycare. And then he went to this thing, and he came back like an hour later, and we had told each other our life stories. It's
Like we're doing now.
like we're doing right now, and pretty instantaneously, I think.
Yeah, like
It was
kindergartners on the first day of school. Like they walk in, they see just a face that
They're like, "That's."
and they're like, "That's gonna be my best friend."
Yeah.
and that's kind of how.
Pretty much, which is really funny because I think even Nick at the time thought it was funny. I think because he came back and he was like, "What?"
Yeah, like okay.
All right then.
I think I even started sitting with you at lunch instead of him.
Well, then he followed.
Yeah.
Then we started a game.
Yeah.
A game. But and then at some point, I'm sure we will ramble until we tell all of the stories of high school. But we don't necessarily need to go into all of the basics. But basically, just if you're a theater kid out there and you happen to have met some of the most important people in your life, we totally get that. Because I think our little group now and the people we still associate with and talk about and talk to are pretty much all theater kids from high school stuff. We have other people too that have come into our lives, but from that point, because we're both graduated now.
Yeah.
You've been graduated for 2 years. I've been graduated for a year. Devin just graduated. Your boyfriend, Michael, has been graduated
Yeah.
since 2013 when I started high school, which I did not know.
Well, he's gonna be 23
Yeah.
in August. So.
Yeah, I was the cradle robber. I dated someone 6 months younger than me. And then you were like, "Nah, I'm gonna get me an adult boy."
Well, it's not that we're both adults.
No, I was kidding.
But he's just.
We recording?
I don't know.
I'm so nervous about the recording. We're fine.
Oh, he's more mature than most guys, so
I thought
that's
you were
where
gonna,
I
I
go.
thought you were gonna rip Devin a new asshole there for a second. I was prepared.
Like
prepared for you to.
well, so like I found a mature one, and you found and
No, Devin. Look, when we met, that's another good story, I guess, to introduce more of our lives. We've known, like I said, Devin's in our group, and we met him in drama club, and we've known Devin since he was 13, 14 years old.
you knew Devin. I didn't meet him until his freshman year, and I regretted it immediately. Okay, there's a long history with Devin that we'll get to someday. Maybe,
Sometimes
I hated him at first.
We'll
that's
have
all.
him on here, and we can talk about how there was a feud, but there was some tea. There's some tea to spill. There was a feud.
Yeah.
There's some tea. There was a feud for a really long time, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
All's good. All's good now.
Yeah, it was good in the hood, but I think really with the feud, because honestly, it wasn't like you guys had a quarrel. The feud just started, and I think the feud was really just that both of you are
Too much alike.
too much alike in the ways that make people fight. Because all of us are the same, and all of us are alike in our little group. But you and Devin happen to butt heads because you're just a lot more stubborn than me and Michael are, for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Michael's pretty stubborn too, give him a good day, and you are too.
I'm two different things though, on different stuff. If we're in a store and, you know, they're out of something, I'll be like, me and Michael will be like, oh, that's too bad, and we'll apologize to them that we even asked. And you and Devin will be like, excuse me, I came here. I drove 15 minutes.
Okay, no, I'm not. I work in retail. I'm not gonna make their life
No, but you know,
hell. But yeah.
bad metaphor, but you know what I mean. You and Devin are a lot more chutzpah? You have more chutzpah.
Yeah.
Chutzpah.
Like, yeah, we're gonna speak our mind if
Yeah.
it piss us off.
Yeah. It takes a lot for probably me and probably Michael to be like, just
Oh yeah,
to
Michael's
explode.
he's very not confrontational at all.
I feel bad because I feel like hopefully this makes sense to somebody who doesn't know who we are and is coming in and trying to relate, that maybe they'll catch on to what we're saying, because I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, honestly, they're probably all like, what are they saying?
What is happening?
Why are we just
Why
listening?
does this make sense? We're gonna look back on this and we're gonna tell them how nervous we
Oh
are.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's.
That's good.
I'm already cringing and I haven't even seen it yet. I don't want to watch myself. Is that?
I don't either. That's what I was most afraid of. I was most afraid that I was gonna.
Can we
realize-
just like send this off to the abyss
And then not watch
edit
it? Yeah.
Not watch it.
Well, my fear was that I was gonna watch myself now and realize just how much of a monster I am.
Yeah. So you may not even ever see this. We might watch it and
We might decide to
let's
not.
burn this.
But so far, I feel like we're doing a lot better than I was afraid. I was afraid we're gonna sit here in dead silence for like 20 minutes, but that's also not really possible. It's
Not with us.
it's us. Oh my gosh, what? Well,
Who knocked on the door?
I don't know. It's probably a dog. There's all kinds of stuff going around outside the door. I have a brother and I have a dog.
Oh yeah. If there's other noise, it's
Yeah.
her little brother Maxon
Who
screaming
also
at Xbox.
also needs to meet somebody. Needs to be
Introduced.
introduced someday because
He's a
he is
personality on his own.
exactly. My dogs should be interviewed. They have
I'm surprised they haven't been interviewed
right already. I'm surprised they have. If the door was
That's
not,
probably why there's knocking, because
Yeah.
it's Roxy banging her head on the door until
she's
she
like,
gets in.
let me have my spotlight. But what else about? I don't know. What else? Are there any other?
I don't like high school. Or remember.
I know.
I found that out after being an adult.
I think
no.
the cringiest part about this so far has been talking to, like, I know that we have to go into high school to then talk about how we met, but it makes me feel like I sound so, I mean, I'd have been in high school and blah, but like we weren't we weren't anybody special. It's not like we're bragging. I'm afraid people think we're bragging.
Somehow I got nominated for prom princess one year.
That's
and
true, actually.
I freaking hated it.
Why?
I told people not to vote for me. I was afraid I was gonna get carried, and that's why I got nominated.
That is a very you thing to think and say and then do.
I even had a pink dress on, and I'm a redhead. I was like, I'm so getting pig's blood. thrown on me.
Is it a fire Carrie reference that you stuck in there? It's like, it's not doing a podcast unless we bring Carrie in the middle of it.
Or something Stephen King.
Something
or
weird. Something horror. That's another cool thing to talk about. You love... I mean, let's talk about the stuff that we like. You love horror movies. You're in it. And you have a knack for directing.
Well, I like horror movies to the point where it takes a lot to like... Well, it doesn't take a lot to scare me, but like it takes a lot for me to be like, oh,
yeah,
like
yeah. Well, here's something I think is insane. You like to be scared.
Okay, yeah, it depends on the type of scared. Like if it's like an adrenaline rush,
like a roller coaster,
like watching like somebody get chased in a scary movie, or a roller coaster, or looking off the top of a building. Because I'm scared of heights, but I love being scared of heights.
I'm scared of everything.
So, but if I see a spider, I'm gonna cry. Or if I see a doll, I hate dolls and spiders.
That's true. It's weird because I'm afraid of everything and nothing at the same time. I think it just depends on my fight or flight instinct because I have quite interesting anxiety. And if I'm fine and my fight or flight instinct isn't on, I'm pretty neutral. Like spiders don't freak me out. Nothing freaks me out. But if there's a freaking dude walking around the street and I don't know who he is, I instantly think he's a murderer.
Okay, you're not like scared. You're like just overly paranoid about everything.
Yes,
and
overly cautious. I trust nobody.
You trust no one and everybody.
I'm so surprised I've been in a committed relationship for 4 years. I trust almost nobody at this point ever, and like my little circle of people that I do trust is like Devin, you,
Megan.
Michael's okay. Megan.
Michael's okay.
No, Michael's awesome. I just, we trust Michael. That sounded so bad. He's gonna watch this and be like, Mazzy, fucking, what? No, okay. We trust Devin, trust Megan, trust Michael, trust Gabby, and my parents.
Are we gonna have to blurp out the S, not the S words?
No.
F words.
No. F words. The F words. No, we're 19 and 20 years old. So.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I assume that the people who are going to be watching are people our age, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't people...
I mean, but like, my cousin is like 11 years old and she watches Shane Dawson.
I was also 11 years old and watching Shane Dawson at one point. So. Well, but then she's fine. She will develop a little weird. She will have some interesting humor, and that's fine.
Xavier is definitely.
I feel like Interestingly enough, I feel like a lot of people who are not in our generation, but like people who aren't, I'm gonna say 25 and under. I don't want to offend anybody. If you're older than that and you like understand YouTube and stuff, or but I feel like people in a certain age bracket have been very influenced by this platform.
Yeah.
And so, like, our humor, like, a lot of people talk about how they don't understand millennial humor and stuff. But I think obviously the internet has adapted how we
Honestly, I don't
joke.
understand 90% of
I'll tell you what,
our humor.
Have you ever watched The British Office?
No, actually.
Okay, it's really off the wall. It's so much different than the American Office, and British humor itself is very different from American humor. Obviously, like there's kind of a stereotype about that, but I feel like nowadays, memes and like GIF or GIF or whatever you say, but the internet culture and humor is a lot like the British Office to me. Like just weird, random,
sarcastic and weird,
and kind of you have to search for the joke.
I've never seen British Office, but I know who's the guy that created it. I forget his name. I think he created Jerry
Garbage. Didn't he host he hosted something?
It's something I don't know. But that guy, he's very sarcastic. I can't say his name.
The only thing I can think of is
that's gonna bother me all.
The only thing I can think of right now is Monkey Allen, because Monkey Allen is from the British Office, so I want to call him Monkey Allen, but it's not his name.
Okay.
It's nowhere near his name.
No,
you putting a shirt on?
No, I'm doing a blanket.
This is why I put the blanket here, is because I knew this was gonna end up being a blanket podcast.
I went from being like super hot to like super cold.
Super cold, really quick. Well, I guess the next thing that's on our list is dreams. So do you want to talk about the dream that you had?
Oh, I keep having these weird dreams that like oh, my boob's all sweaty.
This is
No, I'm not having dreams about my boob being sweaty.
I'm having dreams about my boob being sweaty.
I keep having these dreams where like I'm in a crowded room or I'm in a crowded place, and I lose Michael, and like I feel like a kid who like lost their parents in a store, and then like I'll find him again, and then like he'll leave again, and then I get like really sad.
I've had dreams like that. I don't have them as much anymore. I haven't had them in a long time, but I used to have this reoccurring dream that I was on a beach, and I would be laying in the sand, and the water would be hitting my face, and I would wake up and turn, and Devin would be standing there, and I'd try to go to him, but there'd be a glass wall, and like I couldn't get through it, obviously, which is
Like the Deadpool movie.
yeah. That's why
No spoilers, but
no spoilers, but at some point there's a wall situation,
yeah.
and he can't get to her. Deadpool 2. We should probably say Deadpool 2. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
People might be like, who, what, when, but
But yeah,
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. That's not the same movie, but I just.
okay, no, like I'm trying to think of.
We should probably talk about really quick, like our dream history, because we should probably.
But first,
Yeah.
first, I want to tell you about the dreams I've been having. Where, like, I've always had kind of like weird psychic type dreams. Like,
That's true.
I don't necessarily like. I don't know. I don't
You
know
don't,
if I
like-
believe in it or not.
Yeah.
But like, I get weird deja vu like all the time.
Yeah.
And like, the other day, because I've never seen Gotham before, and me and my boyfriend started watching Gotham, and when I watch stuff before I go to sleep, it usually ends up in my dream.
That's
like
true.
I'll dream
Yeah.
with those characters.
Or
in
we'll
them.
talk about something right before bed, and if you,
But-
yeah, and you'll think about it.
But like, I shit you not, one night I had a dream that, like, I had a dream about the whole episode, everything that was happening in that episode. I didn't watch it, I swear. And I dreamt the episode, and I told Michael about my dream, and then the next episode, it all happened. So maybe it's my brain perceiving, like, what I thought was going to happen in the episode, and I was just really right. Door just came open.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, it's your mom.
Bye. I love you. Classic filming, and your mom walks in. Again, more things that are like people are like, what?
Back to
We
what I
said
was-
at the same time.
We keep saying because we're nervous.
I know. Hopefully this will get better. But anyway, deja vu.
I already feel a little bit more comfortable with
I
it.
know. Oddly enough, I feel like
Although I have a security blanket already.
I feel bear.
You feel a bear?
I feel a bear.
No. So back to what I was saying. My dream. No, I predicted like the whole Gotham episode, and then Michael was like, "What the hell? Like, you've seen this? You watched it without me?" I was like, "I swear to God, I didn't. Like, totally did not do that." And then the next night, before the next season of Gotham that we were gonna start, I had a dream that I met Pee Wee Herman at a convention.
You were just telling me about Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, and like, love Pee Wee Herman, like, super love Pee Wee Herman, and
Also, I just said that everyone's gonna be like, this girl just talks about Pee Wee Herman.
yeah, always, no. But I had a dream that I went to a convention. I love Pee Wee Herman, but I can never remember the guy's name that plays him.
The actual guy?
Yeah, but I had a dream that I went and met Pee Wee Herman, gave him a hug. I bought him a hot dog from a concession stand.
You watched Pee Wee Herman eat a hot dog in your dream?
I gave him a hot dog, yeah, and he ate the hot dog, and then he wanted me to sit with him at his table because he liked me so much.
That's a lot of damage. Okay.
But anyways, so I had that dream about Pee Wee Herman, and then we go to watch Gotham, and Pee Wee Herman is, spoiler alert, Penguin's dad. On Gotham.
On Gotham? Like, actually?
Yeah.
On the dream?
Yeah.
That's freaking weird,
And
dude.
and then the other night, one of my anxiety dreams with Michael, like losing Michael, was at a pool, and I had a dream that I was going on water slides and stuff, and then me and him ended up going to the pool like 2 days later.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Well, I mean,
And maybe I wanted to go to the pool because I had a dream about it, but I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
well, this is not the first time that you've done this. You have some interesting, vivid, sometimes really freaky, because they're dreams, and also because then the dreams happen.
Yeah, I'm not claiming to be a psychic or anything.
No,
I don't
and,
know
like,
what
you're-
actually goes on with brains. I
you're
just have
more-
really interesting dreams, and I remember all details of my
But yeah,
dreams.
you're more of a skeptic than I am, for sure. I believe all that stuff is...
I
real.
believe in everything and nothing at all. That's
Yeah.
what I like to say.
Yeah. But,
I'm just kind of waiting to find out about everything.
I don't really...
I just when I die, I want like a giant stats board of like everything that's actually happening and everything that's true, and then everything that I've ever done, like how
Yeah.
many shits I've taken.
You want a report card?
Yeah, I want a report
You
card.
want a report card?
Like how many guys I've kissed, like type thing. How many?
I feel like
Which
you'll know
I
how...
can- yeah,
I feel
I
like
know
you'll
that.
you can keep track of that one.
It's easy.
It's easy for me, too!
Yeah. So but like like just people should have stats after they die. Like,
Gotcha.
Like a video game. Like I want to know how many hours
I
of my
mean,
life
in
I've
a
spent
really
sneezing.
fucked up way, isn't that kind of what a funeral is? Like, think about all the pictures and stuff that you put up when someone passes. And in a way, isn't it kind of...
Those pictures can't tell me how many times that person
No!
sneezed in their life.
Okay, fair enough. You want to know all the really small, like, dumb shit. Not
Yeah.
like, how many times were they married?
Like how many hours have I spent watching Walking Dead my
Because
whole
that's
life?
what an obituary is a stat on who's left behind.
Well, yeah, but everybody knows that already. I want to know the shit people don't know.
Not everybody. Obituaries. They're there because...
Okay, well,
No, I know what
like
you mean.
the general
I know-
public
I know
doesn't
what you
know,
mean.
but
I know what you mean. I'm teasing you. Me personally, I don't really have any crazy dreams. I'm Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. When he had that comedy special, he made a joke about, I forget how it went, but it's something about having crazy dreams about, like, your girl gets mad at you because you cheat on her in the dream, and then I got mad because she stepped on my toe and he didn't apologize, and then my dad appeared, but he was a baby head with a man's face. Like, those are my dreams. Like, just really random.
Yeah.
Like, my dreams are really
didn't
fuzzy.
you have a dream that I went from like turned into 3 different genders and then a different person?
No, I've had several dreams of going to school. Not several. I had a dream twice in a row. It was a recurring dream, which I always say I don't have, but I've actually had a couple of recurring dreams before. But I used to have a recurring dream, probably my freshman year of high school, of going to school a boy, and everyone else was the opposite gender, and it would fuck with me so hardcore. Like, it was an anxiety dream all the way. But I don't remember having, it's not like the dream was like, oh my god, I have a dick. Like, I never knew I had a dick or anything. I just knew I was a guy. And I was walking around school and being like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I don't know how to be a guy. You know what I mean?
Helicopter.
No, like, it doesn't.
That's the first thing I would do.
Which is actually weird, because I feel like maybe not a lot of people have had those dreams, and maybe some people are gonna say that means something. It'd be really cool to hear what people think that means. But Devin has actually also had dreams. He had a dream, like, last year, that somebody kidnapped him and gave him boobs. Like, made him have boob plastic surgery, and then he had to come over to my house and explain to me why he had boobs. So, like,
Why did you never tell me about this?
I don't know, but I don't know. Why am I
teasing
telling
so
the
hard.
internet? He's gonna be so mad at me. I just realized that. Not mad at me, but he's gonna be like, "Why the fuck did you say that online?" I'm sorry. I just realized now.
We're sorry. I'm not sorry.
You know what? Yeah, no. Maybe we're not that sorry. But I feel like that dream makes more sense than my dream, because his dream, he like got kidnapped and it wasn't his choice. And he's a dude, so maybe he was just like, oh,
like
boobies.
some human centipede type shit.
Yeah,
like,
kind of. And
like
my
somebody
dream,
did surprise surgery on
my
him.
dream's almost more embarrassing or more weird, because I literally just woke up and I was a dude. So maybe, like, I don't know. But maybe that's more common than I feel like.
I've never had a dream where
Well, that was where the dreams I think were coming from, is when me and you first became friends, we often talked about how we had a hard time with guys and having crushes, and we always joked that if we were dudes, it'd be so much easier, which is not necessarily true. But the joke,
I don't want to be a dude.
the joke was that we always get friend-zoned by guys by being you're just like the guy friend. Yeah, it's like, you're just like my dudes. Like, we were always that friend. So if we were just a dude, maybe we could flirt with girls better. And I think that's where those dreams came from,
Yeah.
was us joking about that.
Yeah, because the joke was, like, Only if we were actually lesbians.
I am going to. I just realized how many embarrassing, because I can't keep a secret. You know this. My mouth goes on and on and on. I just realized how many things I'm gonna say on this podcast that are gonna get me in trouble with my actual friends and actual family. Not anything controversial, but I'm gonna.
Wait, am I not your actual friend?
No, that's what I mean. You like no. I mean like I'm gonna be sitting here and say something you don't want me to say, and you're gonna look at me and be like, "Are you for serious?"
That's what editing's for.
True.
So far, I don't think we have anything that we need to edit
Well, obviously,
out necessarily.
obviously, we can always have the people we talk about review it and make sure that it's okay too. You know what I mean? But no, I guess those are probably the weirdest dreams I've ever had. Was the ones about waking up and being the opposite gender. Other than that, my dreams are usually symbolic, but a fuck show. Because they're not vivid. Now I just don't really dream at all though. But my dreams are not.
Yeah, you haven't talked to me about dreams in a while.
Because I haven't had. I only get.
You have weird dreams. Yours are just. They never make any sense.
They are anxiety central. Because I only dream when I'm super anxious and I go to bed really anxious. So my dreams are just anxiety central. I constantly have dreams of being cheated on, which is an anxiety thing for sure.
I think that's just a normal thing though for people to do.
It always
when they're. I think it's more of when you're feeling insecure, you'll have those dreams.
Well, I say constantly. I should abbreviate that I have one of those once every 4 or 5 months, and I usually tell you about them. But that's pretty constant for a dream.
It's usually when your anxiety's bad too.
Yeah, and whenever I'm feeling more insecure, and obviously, I think dreams have nothing to do with other people. Obviously, you can connect with somebody in a dream, and obviously somebody can be in your dream and it can be important, but it's ultimately your mind's interpretation of what's going on. So just because you have a dream that someone is cheating on you doesn't mean anything bad's happening. It's just your brain's interpretation of how you feel.
Yeah, I know Michael would never do that to me.
Yeah, but the dream happens, and you've told me about dreams where a girl has flirted with him, and you the dream.
Yeah, and
sucks.
that's usually the thing too. Like I've never had a dream where I had one dream where he kissed a girl.
Yeah.
But I've never had a dream where he's actually cheated on me. It's usually just I have dreams about girls flirting with him. Which has happened in real life. So.
I should abbreviate. I've never had a dream where Devin has actually done anything. I've had one dream where he held hands with somebody, I think, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Ah." But also Dream Devin doesn't talk in my dreams. Dream Devin doesn't really when I have people in my dreams, I don't really see their face. It's just kind of their hair. I just know they're there. That was the other part of the Donald Glover bit, was he was like, my dad was a man with a baby's face, and my uncle was there, but he wasn't really there, but I knew he was there, and my mom was like, that sounds like your dreams, because when people are in my dreams, I don't see them, I just know they're there. You do that sometimes too.
Yeah, sometimes, that's usually your part in dreams, you'll...
yeah, you know I'm there.
Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of dreams where it's just you're in the background. But you're just moral support.
That's another way for me to know that whenever I have a dream about Devin, or even you or another friend, kind of turning their back on me, I know it's about me because I never see anybody's face. If you're in a dream and you wrong me or something, although I don't think I've had a dream where you wrong me, but if I were to, I would just see red hair in your glasses maybe. It wouldn't be a clear vision of anything. And you wouldn't talk. And you would disappear right after it was done, and it would move to the next scene. So, my dreams are really weird. But oddly, I think, to give them more credit, I think they're symbolic. When I tell you things that are in my dreams, you're like, Mazzy, that symbolizes this thing that's been happening.
It's usually, easy to pinpoint why you're having that dream, but it's always just so
it's weird.
It's weird.
Well, no, you.
When Michael's in my dreams, what you were saying about how, we never talk. Michael, he usually says it's okay and it's alright. When he's in my dreams. Because, he'll be in my anxiety dreams a lot. I think, though, the reason why is because he's told me before that I twitch and I,
Yeah, you do.
I... almost cry in my sleep sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're a weird sleeper.
So he'll hold me and tell me that it's all right, and then I'll calm down.
Oh my god,
he's cute.
That's sad. That's cute and sad because you're shaking your sleep. I've never seen you cry or shake in your sleep. That's not true. I've seen you cry in your sleep once, but it wasn't really a full-on cry, and it was right before you woke up. It was just kind of a whimper.
Yeah, I whimper in my sleep a lot.
I've told you many times that the weirdest thing you do in your sleep is you snuggle, you spoon specifically, then you kick me. Once I've woken up from the spoon and I move you, then you
I cuddle
kick me.
with like the closest thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I told Michael, like, he's got a really bad sunburn right now, and he wanted me to be in the bed, but I was like, you should just let me sleep on the couch because I'm going to try to grab you. And
Grab it.
well, no, like, I'm going to try to, like,
Yeah.
cuddle you, and,
Yeah,
like, hug
yeah.
you, and I'm going to hurt you, and then you're not going to get good sleep. And really, yeah, like,
When you're-
basically,
when you're-
neither of us got good sleep last night.
When you're a WWE wrestler in your sleep. No, but me and Megan, who have had sleepovers with you many, many times, you used to practically live at my house. So
Yeah.
me and you have spent. I'm trying very hard not to say slept together. We've slept in the same bed many times.
We're not helping
because then we'd have to
that's
get up and
gonna
go to
happen.
school. Yeah, but you've practically lived in my house for a couple months at a time. And when things were really, really bad, you would mostly just kick, but you're a blanket stealer, you're a kicker, you're a spooner.
Oh yeah, I'm
You're-
really difficult to sleep
And you
with.
don't even snore, you whistle.
Yeah, like I blow.
You're like,
I think it's really like has to do with a lot
Like
with
you
my
hum.
gap
maybe.
in my teeth too, like because I'll try to breathe and I'll just go.
And you whistle out. Well, no, like you hum whistle. Like you'll be like, ah, like a Disney princess, which is very unlike you when you're awake. Not that you're not a princess, but just not a Disney
not a
princess. Just definitely not a Disney princess. Neither of us are Disney princesses though. But
Maybe Anastasia.
oh fuck yeah,
Fuck Disney.
fuck yeah. Anastasia's the shit though. What man? Oh, the most
Princess Leia.
true.
But she is a Disney princess, so.
Now she is. She was,
Yeah.
Which wasn't originally.
It's
The
annoying that Disney. I'm not gonna give my opinions because
The-
people get mad at me. But I don't like that Disney bought Star Wars.
the last dream I had, to embarrass myself a little bit more, the last dream I had was that dream where Rihanna tried to make out with me, and then she turned into a zombie.
your weird
I am
dreams
weird.
where random famous people try to seduce you.
Yeah, I've had a dream that Kylie Jenner's tried to seduce me. I've had a dream that Rihanna's tried to seduce me.
Didn't you have a dream about Ariana Grande or something, or Selena Gomez?
Probably. Why is it always females? That upsets Devin. It's always
The
females.
basic female like celebrities that everybody's in that mess.
You tried to throw that in the trash can and it hit the trash can, and now everyone's gonna be like, ah! No, and for some reason, like, it's weird, but
I'm trying to feel.
I never, like, I say seduce, but really what happens is they start walking towards me seductively, or, like, in Rihanna's case, she was freaking, like, crawling on me, and I was like, ah! I was like, get away from me, and then it turned out she was a zombie.
Anybody goes to crawl on me, that's creepy
No,
as hell.
but then she turned out she was a zombie, because the whole dream was a zombie dream, so I kept having dreams that people were turning into zombies and then disappearing, and time traveling.
But doesn't like Rihanna try to seduce everybody she walks by?
I think she just does. I don't know if she's
I
trying
think that's
to.
but that's like the walk.
I don't.
Like, every
Again, yeah.
celebrity does.
I don't think Rihanna's trying to seduce everybody she walks by. I think she just does.
I don't know.
Wait, are we recording? Yeah. Okay. We're at 44 minutes. This went by actually pretty fast.
Mazzy, all we do is sit and talk, and we talk forever,
Yeah.
and then we're like, whoa,
Whoa!
5 hours has went by.
Oh my
We
God!
haven't
It's
slept
4.
yet.
It's 4 a.m. Yeah. Man. Well, what's the last thing I had on there? Okay, the last time you felt truly accomplished.
But back to the dream thing. Did you? I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
okay, fine.
No, did you want me to talk about my freaky dreams, or save that for a later date?
I think we should save that for a later day when we talk about ghosts. Because your freaky dreams are ghost dreams.
Supernatural,
Maybe
I don't know.
if that's a wanted thing, we'll do that next time. Because I also have a ghost story for my work.
That you still haven't talked to me
I
about.
still haven't told you about because I've been saving it. I work at a hospital, and I go to work at 5 a.m. sometimes, and this happened in a hospital when the hospital was dark at 5 a.m. So you bet a bit is a creepy ass story. But
Oh, did you know? my best friend Peyton, like my childhood best friend. You're like my now best.
You don't need to.
I don't know if that's
you don't need to abbreviate it.
No, they're basically the people that would be my bridesmaids.
Yeah.
But Peyton, she started working at your place.
Really? I'll probably run into her.
Because I'm pretty sure she said.
You just said where I work.
We're gonna bleep that out.
I'm gonna bleep that out so hardcore.
We're gonna bleep. That was like so specific.
I'm
really bad at this.
I know. I was gonna sit you down before you started and be like, Gabby, you know what you absolutely cannot do. Please do not talk about any
locations.
Don't talk about any locations. Don't give out any phone numbers. And I should have. I didn't do it because I was like, I'm just gonna trust that she can. It's okay.
I'm like Tom Holland being interviewed for.
Oh my god! You tell everything about the Marvel movies. Just no. I mean, now I have another thing. Anyway, what were we freaking talking about? Peyton works at my work.
Yeah. And you wanted to move on to the next subject.
We can get on to the next one in a second. Have you heard?
Oh my god.
Have you heard about Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk? There's a clip from him.
Don't tell me he died.
No, he's alive.
All the celebrities are dying.
Anthony Bourdain killed himself.
Yeah.
So did Kate Spade.
I know, it's sad. I don't like it, but I don't want to get on that topic of suicide.
That's true because that'd be a whole other thing. We will talk about suicide at some point. Anyway,
like the fact that I wrote a suicide scene in high school about suicide.
That's what I was getting at when I said that you have a knack for directing. You directed a very good.
We said we weren't going to get on the topic of it.
It made every parent in that audience cry, but also understand that children are important. Anyway, and children's mental health. Mark Ruffalo, there's a clip from him from about a year ago, and he's like, just wait for the next one, guys. Everyone dies. And the person next to him, like, I think it's a producer, he's like, no, don't say that. And everyone thought it was a bit when it first came out, and now that Infinity War is out, everyone's like...
Don't tell me anything, because I haven't seen Infinity War.
Oh, well, it's not even, like, done yet.
Oh.
Like, okay, I'm not spoiling
I knew he spoiled stuff, and
people who have seen the movie know that what I'm saying. By saying that, he didn't really directly spoil anything, because there's a whole second part, but you need to see that movie, because then that joke will make even more sense. Because right now... everyone thought that was a bit at first. Right now, you probably think it's a bit. No one actually... He's telling the truth, but he's also not really telling the truth. And we don't even know if he's telling the truth because the second part isn't even come out yet. But anyway, it's a good movie. It's like, did you know that...
You're giving me spoilers. Stop it.
Did you know it's the most... The dog just came in. Did you know that it is the... Oh my god, it's the highest... grossing film in the box office? Is that the right words? It made a lot of money. It made the most money, apparently.
Out of like all the movies?
Either all the Marvel movies, or it's the biggest movie of this year, or it's the biggest movie of all time.
I don't know facts.
I don't either. Last question was, the last time you felt truly accomplished. Because I figured, let's get fucking sad. Because I don't remember the last time.
Well, mine was just recently, but if you want to go back before that. Because I just got approved for an apartment.
True. Okay. Yeah, to go on to why you've been talking about Pee Wee Herman, you want to decorate your new apartment like Pee Wee Herman's house.
Pee Wee Herman's house.
That's why you're a 20-year-old girl that talks about Pee Wee Herman all the time.
No, honestly though, if you look like at half my humor, it's Pee Wee Herman.
That's true too. But yeah, no. Latest accomplishment literally happened yesterday. You called me yesterday?
Okay, so it was really weird that we got approved that fast. But, yeah, me and Michael, we applied for a place that I'm not going to state, even though I almost did.
Even though you almost did.
Yeah. I was totally thinking about saying where it was. But no, we got approved for a little one-bedroom apartment. It's really cute. And we applied 2 days ago, and then
really fast.
and then we literally got approved the next day, and our move-in date is July 7th.
How many openings did they have? There
were like, I think like 4 or 5 openings.
That's a lot. So they're trying to get.
And they're renovating the place, so like it looks a little rough around the edges right now. Like, it's not in a bad part of town or anything. It's in a good area, and it's like
It's just older.
I almost gave another location key, but
Yeah, but I'm just gonna. I should have talked to you about this before.
I know it's really hard for me. But no, it's in a good location, and we're gonna be happy, and I'm gonna buy things.
I know.
I bought a couch, and it's still sitting in my car.
Okay, well, since that only happened, what was the other thing that you were gonna say? What's the before that? What
Well,
been?
before Michael came into my life, and I started acting more like an adult, and got my shit into gear.
I wouldn't discredit that you didn't have your shit into gear. You were kind of forced to hop around for a long time.
Yeah, my parents got divorced. It's a big complicated mess.
We'll go into that. Yeah, we can go into that at some point too.
There'll be a lot of self-deprecating jokes about
There will
my
be.
mom being crazy and my dad.
Your mom's probably. I mean, what if you really are? How unfiltered do you want to
My
be?
mom knows that I think she's crazy, but I think my mom thinks she's crazy.
We will know at some point.
I love my mom.
She will. Maybe she'll. Maybe we can interview her.
I mean, my mom's not.
Anyway.
I don't want to like totally trash my mom or something. No.
I mean, my mom's crazy too.
My mom's doing better than the things she did before, so I'll give her that. And
But you were forced to hop around a little bit.
my senior year was pretty much just up in the air, and I didn't really get to enjoy it all that much.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot of unknown.
I kind of got, like, I don't know, the rough, like, what's the saying? I don't know, got dealt a wrong hand of cards or something.
Something, yeah.
Because
like
life was
bad luck
yeah,
over and over.
Yeah, but I don't regret it now because I've met Michael and stuff out of it.
At the time, you were definitely a little bit more regretful that it was not regretful, but just why
my
is this
mental
happening?
health was not great.
Why is this happening to me? Kind of thing.
And before Michael came around, the last big accomplishment that I had was my senior year when I wrote that scene for Drama Club.
Which is about mental health as well. It was a scene about suicide.
Well, yeah, it was almost a selfish attempt to get my family to like wake up and realize that I was going through stuff.
Well, see, at the time, you wouldn't have admitted that.
Yeah, I wasn't going to admit it because I didn't want to hurt my family or anything, but I wanted them to know what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became like this thing where it kind of, because I mean, Drama Club, the kids in Drama Club usually, well, at least our Drama Club at the time,
We were the island. We were. What was it? The island of
Misfit Toys.
Misfit Toys.
Yeah, our theater teacher, she was an introvert too, so she kind of like related to all of us, and she would find like these broken kids with like these broken homes a little bit
and take them in, and everybody kind of made a family.
And so everybody kind of, it was very.
The scene was really cathartic. The scene was really cathartic for a lot of the kids because a lot of kids were also going through mental health problems, and their parents also weren't listening.
Yeah.
And so that scene, not only did it make everybody in the audience cry, but it was.
I mean, and it made people mad too.
Yeah.
But it's a controversial topic, and it's going to make people mad, and
to describe the scene, it was a short, not skit. It was a short story about a boy. The boy. We call him the boy.
I didn't give any characters in the scene a name because I wanted people to be able to relate to it.
But basically, the boy, you watch him go through a couple scenes of struggling. There's a scene where him and his mom are in a counselor's office, and in the very end, you don't see anything happen. You don't see what he does. You just get the implication. That something happens.
You know.
And then there's his funeral, and that was the part where parents cried. Some people were upset, but again, some people were upset because it was high school.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't going through, and I don't feel like I glorified it, and I made sure there was a warning beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have to put a trigger warning.
I don't want anybody to think that we just shocked people on stage. Because a lot of people are going to maybe hear this and think to themselves, oh my god, like they might have triggered somebody. We had a warning. people knew in what are those pamphlets that they hand out, people knew what the first scene was going to be.
Well, yeah, and every director there had a moment where they came out on stage and talked about their scene.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would come out on stage, which I hated. I hated that because I wanted to be behind the scenes rather than
on the
act.
stage.
I only acted like a little bit in theater, and I was terrible at it. And
you were not terrible. Honestly, you didn't really get a chance to show it. But if you didn't,
I don't really care for acting. Like I don't like showing my face on this. But it's just me and you, so I don't feel like there's as big of. I mean, there's gonna be an audience, but I don't.
You basically got to go on stage and explain.
Yeah.
Which helps. I hope people can understand that we are both people who have gone through mental. I don't want to say troubles, but I mean I have had extreme anxiety disorder and panic disorder. You yourself have had anxiety and panic attacks.
I've never been to any doctors, counselors, or officially been diagnosed for anything.
Yeah.
But that's because my family's more old-fashioned. They don't really. They feel like you should just work it out on your own, and that. I don't necessarily believe in that. I feel like it does help to have somebody to talk to, but I didn't go to a professional. I just instead Mazzy was kind of my person.
Professional.
Yeah, and then
well, but I mean, in the end, honestly, I know it wasn't just us, and it wasn't just you that felt that way, that it needed to be talked about more, because after that scene, a lot of things in our school started changing. Like my senior year, once you had graduated, there was a lot more posters for suicide awareness, and on the news they would have it sometimes up there at certain times of the year. I don't remember when, but like around weirdly enough in the wintertime, maybe, because in the wintertime that is when people tend to,
Prince joined the podcast.
Yeah. That is when wintertime is when I get the saddest, probably when a lot of other people get the saddest too. Or struggle the most. But anyway, they would show on the news and stuff, like, please be aware. And then not only that, but then on Twitter and Instagram, and these apps started blowing up, and even more.
I didn't know that.
And people started talking about it more. Not saying that this...
Yeah, I don't want to take...
Not saying that this one scene changed all of it, but I think everybody as a collective whole that was our age, at the same time had a light bulb that went off and said, hey, mental health is important. And
but I think that's
bold.
I mean, but it goes both ways too, because I think it's being talked about more with the news and with society
then
and
people
stuff.
Roll over it so fast.
But I feel like maybe part of the reason why I made it was because it was being talked about more, but I felt like I was listening to Nirvana a lot, and I was in a really dark state, and I watched Kurt Cobain's montage of Heck and stuff, and I felt like, I don't know, like people weren't being heard, and that's usually what happens with that. I know we said we wouldn't talk about it, but like I feel like people don't.
What did we say we wouldn't talk about?
This stuff.
Oh, no, I didn't really. Oh, yeah, we did say that, didn't we? We were like, not in our first podcast. We won't get that deep.
But there we go.
Here we are. Yeah.
But, like, I've always felt like the people who resort to that don't have an ear or an audience, and actually the scene was called Dear Audience.
Yeah, so because it was a letter. Honestly, which even deeper, I don't know if you thought of it this way, but I recently had this aha moment. The scene was called Dear Audience, and a suicide note starts with like a letter, like dear whoever.
It says Dear Audience,
and the
whoever's
boy
listening.
At some point in the scene, you get the impression that he has killed himself. So that's kind of this sounds so intense saying this out loud.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it was an intense scene.
It was an intense scene, but I just realized that Dear Audience, why that title is so gripping. And, like, we're not trying to say that everybody was, like, changed and moved and all the parents loved it. Like, no, there were a lot of people who were really upset.
Yeah, I actually had parents that came up to me and were mad about
What
me.
happened? Yeah.
And like other kids' parents, they would come up and be like, I loved your scene, but my parents didn't get it and they were mad that you had the audacity to write it. I knew that was going to happen. I mean, just for an example, 13 Reasons Why, people are mad about that. And I understand. I feel like that show glorifies it a lot too, and I feel like there are different ways of approaching
saying
that
it, but at the
subject.
same time, I appreciate that they're trying at all.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
nice
kind of-
that somebody tried, but at the same time, I understand why it's very triggering.
Yeah.
It's very, because I watched it when I was in like a bad state of mind.
It doesn't make you happier.
And no,
No.
honestly made me feel worse watching it, and I haven't really watched it since.
Apparently, the second season, there's a scene at some point that everybody's really frustrated about. I'm not sure what it is because I don't want any spoilers, because if at any point I want to watch the season, I will. But I just have heard that there is a scene that's even more, I don't know if the triggering is the right word, but even more gory. Maybe not gory, even more traumatizing. You know what I mean? If you could go back, would you change Dear Audience at all? Or would you keep it the same and keep the reaction the same?
I wouldn't change anything other than the fact I wish I had recorded it.
So that you could see it now?
So then I could, I don't know, let more people.
If we had it now, we would upload it and then people would understand what we mean.
My mom has a very, very rough version of it on her phone. I think she might have lost it.
Well, that's a whole other important part that we forgot. The scene is music based. There's no words at all.
Well, I mean, the main character, he didn't speak at all during the scene.
You're right, the mom
until the very end.
The mom talks.
But the mom and the counselor and the friends all just like they kind of talk at him.
And it's music based though, so you get this idea that the music that is rough and grungy it's literally
yeah. Because I use Smells Like
it's Nirvana.
Teen Spirit,
So
which. I mean, I know that's the most well-known Nirvana song.
It fit really well.
But I used a violin version of it, and then I used a chorus version of it to play on top of that scene. And the violin version was very heavy and very,
So basically, the scene, it not only did it play well with the scene, but it made it, I don't want to say more palatable, because there's no reason why somebody shouldn't understand what you were going for. But it's true, it probably made it more palatable for people who sat there and weren't open-minded about it.
Yeah. Well, and it just made, because I feel like I've always loved like when movies score stuff behind, like the way movies score stuff, like Tarantino movies. Like I've always loved how music tells a story. So I've always, every time I've listened to a song, I've imagined some kind of story behind it. And that's how I actually wrote Dear Audience, because I listened to that violin version of Smells Like Teen Spirit, and that's what I saw when I listened to it.
Yeah.
And I think everybody listens to something and they see a different thing behind the song, and so for me, I actually wrote the scene with the minutes of the song. And wrote based off of every beat too. Like I would write a line because of this beat.
At the time you wrote it, you were at my house. We were. Oh, my computer! Please do not close. This is so. What happened? I don't know. Please tell me it's still recording. It is. That probably looked really weird to everybody. So I'm just like, Anyway, my computer, the screen turned off, so I didn't know if it stopped. Anyway.
No, I wrote that scene in my bedroom.
Oh shit!
And then
I my house.
I wrote part of it.
I remember you showing it to me. Maybe.
Yeah, I did like consult you on it and stuff, and I showed you it when I first made it, because I wasn't even for sure that I was gonna do Evening of Theater. Remember?
Was I? I wasn't in. I wasn't even in theater. I was in that scene. Was I your co-director? When was I your co-director?
That was Lunch Lady.
I was gonna say I didn't do anything.
Yeah, we did.
I played guitar.
Because our theater was cool, and we got to write scenes, and we had these 2 plays every year called Evening of Theater and Scene Night, and our theater teacher, Scene Night was funny, and Evening of Theater was serious, and Evening of Theater is when I wrote Dear Audience, and then Scene Night, we did Lunch Lady Land
from SNL.
Yeah.
From years ago. Chris
because
Farley.
I grew up with my dad singing that song, and
Well, and fun fact, the day you were born was the day Chris Farley died. How do you...
What? This got so dark so fast. Oh yeah, because my dad was sad because Chris Farley died, and then I guess he felt conflicted because an hour later, like,
A baby.
I was born.
You were born.
So he was like, I'm sad my favorite comedian died, and then I got a new baby, so I can't be sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris Farley. Like,
I don't...
he always jokes that I'm like the reincarnation of Chris Farley, but I'm nowhere near as funny as that guy.
You have a different energy. It'd be interesting.
I'm not sporadic and like.
It's a different energy.
He used like everything
And
about
his-
him
and to be funny.
funny.
Yeah.
I love Chris Farley. I've always loved Chris Farley.
I don't know.
We've been in so many different directions, talked about everything that we said we weren't going to talk about.
Yep. That's okay.
I have to pee.
Well, I don't really have anything that I feel like I'm super accomplished about. This is going to sound really cheesy, but I have bad days. I have days where I'm like, what is the point? Not what is the point in a bad way. That sounds so fucked up.
You worry me for a second.
I have days where I wake up and I'm like, I question the universe. Like, I don't ever get...
You have existential crises.
Exactly.
Like, every day.
I do not want to claim that I've ever really been depressed because I don't even have a toe in the water of what that's probably even like. I do constantly, though, have existential crises where basically everything will be fine, and in a second I'll be like, oh my god, I'm gonna die someday. Which, that's great because it throws everything off. No, but anyway, I have bad days. I have days where that's more frequent than others.
Devin's looking at me. I don't like it.
I have a poster of my boyfriend on the wall and it freaks her out. Behind the camera or computer.
It used to be on your ceiling.
It used to be on my ceiling.
It was awful.
But honestly, I feel accomplished. I try to feel accomplished every day about something. I think the last time I accomplished something, I got on the dean's list. That's the last thing I felt proud about. I'm hoping this can be something that I feel accomplished about. I'm going to call this a project.
I feel accomplished that we even attempted it.
I've even attempted it, and then it went kind of well. We haven't watched it back yet, obviously, but this has felt good.
So far, yeah.
So far.
I'm worried that we'll piss people off, but I mean, if we do, we do. But our goal was not to come in here.
Our goal was not to come in
and have
here
trigger warnings.
Yeah.
Attract you to our video or anything like that.
Our goal was especially not. Yeah, and our goal especially was not to. We weren't even going to delve into that stuff.
No,
it just kind of now.
This is kind of like this is just kind of what we do on like every time we hang out. We'll just. And that's what we wanted this to be, just
was us
2 girls sitting down,
2 girls,
hanging out.
2 bros in a hot tub.
2 bros in a hot tub. No, we just wanted to sit down and go into a conversation like we normally do. And I mean, we've had this same conversation like
times,
over 100 times.
But at the same time, I really hope there are a lot of people out there who totally understand what we mean and appreciate that we're even talking about it. I mean, it's not like we've said anything super bad, but I just don't want anyone to feel like we were stepping over any bounds. We're just trying to be creative.
Because we won't do that.
We won't do it again. But we're just trying to be creative, trying to be artistic. I feel accomplished that I'm doing school, and I feel accomplished that we're doing this. I don't know. Every day there's kind of something that I feel pretty accomplished about.
I I feel accomplished that I saw Deadpool 2 twice.
My
With Ryan Reynolds.
me and Devin's 4-year anniversary is coming up in a couple months, in a month, and that's a huge accomplishment coming
Not
up.
in a month. August.
Yeah, that's
That's 2 months.
It's after July. So, right? It's the end of
2
August. So yeah, 2 months.
Me
But-
and Michael's anniversary is coming up in a month, and I feel accomplished about that.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that's something to be
We're gonna
accomplished
be
about.
in our own place on our anniversary. I'm like really happy.
Is it weird that I consider you getting an apartment my accomplishment as well?
Well, you've helped raise me. We've raised Michael and Devin together.
We raised Michael and Devin together. I raised you. You were the original baby. You raised me too, though.
Yeah. I'm the. Well, I
It
guess
just-
I'm not the oldest anymore because Michael joined the group.
It just feels like I raised you just because you lived in my house for so long.
I don't know. I think we've helped each other grow
Yeah.
a lot because
Oh, yeah.
I feel like your freshman year, you got a little bit walked on. I think I got walked on a lot too.
Well, when I first met you, you did not want to.
I didn't want any friends. At
If
all.
I would say I cursed and I talked to you about asses and I talked to you about booties and all of that was crazy. Like I remember when I first met you and I cursed, you were like, "Oh, I feel weird cursing." And
Yeah, I was always like this Gabby inside.
Yeah.
Like I've always like felt like, you know, cussing and like causing a storm
Yeah.
and stuff. But I was always so shy and so scared of what people would think.
yeah.
And I feel like my shell was kind of being chipped away already by the time I got into high
I
school.
cracked it.
My freshman year, I was just angry at everybody, and I would scowl at people to the point where, like, I would scare them away just so I wouldn't have to make friends.
Mhm.
And then I met you, and then slowly my shell started chipping away between that and drama club, and I was in newspaper, so
Yeah. Like you just put yourself out there.
yeah. And then I
Yeah.
became like the stubborn asshole that I am now.
This podcast is gonna be a lot of me and you calling ourselves assholes.
I mean, we are.
Yeah.
We piss you off. I totally understand.
Yeah, we completely understand.
We did not do this to like,
This,
you
yeah.
know, to totally be liked or anything.
No. Why are we doing this? I guess just.
Because
I
we're
just-
egotistical enough to feel like our opinion should matter.
Matter. That and I mean, this is all we do. So might
Yeah.
as well turn into something creative, like a project.
Yeah.
Um,
And I don't know if you get this way, but I feel like for the different people in my life, like I have to be like 20 different people, you know?
oh, I feel that way.
Like, I mean, I'm pretty like laid back and stuff with my dad and stuff because we're the same person, and like I can be myself like a little bit around my parents. My mom like judges a little bit more than my dad does, and I can definitely be myself around my brother and my boyfriend and stuff. But like, I don't know. For your grandparents, you have to put
Yeah.
you have to like be a little bit, you know, more respectable, not cuss, not because they still see you as their grandbabies.
Yeah.
And you have to around like aunts and uncles, like, oh, I'm working, I'm happy. It's like you don't get into like
The
depth,
gritty.
yeah, with people like that. And like my boyfriend's family, I make sure I'm real polite.
Yep.
and like his mom's very polite and a lady, and I love Michael's mom, but I don't want to offend her, so I try to,
Yeah. No, I got
you know, I just try to be
You're
nice to her.
balancing. You're always balancing.
I always have to balance, and so it kind of feels nice having a podcast where we can just kind of be ourselves
And yeah,
in the public eye.
I will say
you know?
though, it's funny because I feel that way sometimes too. Although I will say, I feel less that way the older I get. Like when me and Deb first started going out, the thing that bothered you the most was that I was acting totally different, which I was. I will give you that. I was being much more girly because in my mind I thought that's what I had to do for him to like me, and I just didn't realize that he just liked me already because we had been friends for.
And
a
I was
long
going
time.
through things, so I was just pissed off at everything.
You were just mad at everything. But now, between you and Devin,
really have to pee.
Okay, alright, sorry.
No, you're fine.
We'll end this pretty quick. Between you and Devin, I've kind of gotten in that shell a whole lot, and I feel like I can be myself around my grandparents and stuff, but I have to be really careful not to crossing lines, of course, because you want to be respectful still. But also I'm just like my dad, and he's kind of the exact same way. Like, he just kind of says what he says. My mom's the same way too. I don't know. I always say dad. I always say dad first, and then I'm like, wait, both my parents just are blunt.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, when you go into, like, when you graduate high school and you go into your adulthood, I feel like everybody slowly has to break free from the shell that they make,
Yeah.
Like, trying to forget what I'm trying to remember, not trying to
I'm trying to forget high
No,
school.
I'm trying to remember the song. There's a song, I think, by Lorde. She says something along the lines of, like, how do you deal with the people who watch you grow up? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you do with them? Like, because you become your own person, and then sometimes your family doesn't know how to deal with it.
Because it's totally different from how you were as a kid or in middle school. What they don't
Everybody
realize
sees a baby.
Yeah,
still.
well, and what they don't realize is that you've always been that person here. It's just, I also, same thing in middle school. I wanted to dress how I wanted, but I was too afraid to, and you felt the same way. I mean, we got bullied a fair amount, us both.
Yeah.
That's some more stories to get into, because yours are pretty fucked.
Yeah. I went to a really, like, small town podunk school. I mean, I loved my town that I lived in, but that was a time in my life where my home life was good, and then my school life sucked.
Shit.
And then high school, it flipped. Like, high school, like, now I'm like, okay, I don't want to really deal with a lot of people I went to high school with. Like, there are people I miss, but, like, I don't want to.
It was a community. I will give credit that high school is never everything, for freaking sure. As soon as you graduate, you're like, we just keep talking about it because it's pretty recent to us. We have only graduated for like 1 to 2 years.
Me too, you won.
Yeah. But that just sounded funny. Me too, you won. I probably shouldn't have said it. But it's not everything, but I'm so grateful that we had a good experience. Minus any family stuff that happened between us, or minus any crazy drama, we had a pretty good school experience.
Yeah, I mean, my high school experience was a lot better than my middle school experience, but at the same time, I am so glad I'm done with school.
Yeah, being two kids who had a really hard time in middle school, and then not only that, you moved your freshman year of high school.
Yeah,
you went to a whole brand new school system.
Yeah, I went from a very, very small town where I don't think there were 700 people in the town.
Yeah, we graduated with 700 people.
To going to a school that was bigger than my town.
Yeah.
Honestly, the school grounds itself might have been bigger than my hometown.
Yeah.
And so that was a total culture shock to me, and I was mad because, like, I had a rough time at middle school, but I had a group of best friends that I loved, and
you knew since you were a kid.
I missed, and I'd known them since I was in, like, first grade.
Yeah.
So that bothered me, but I feel like I wouldn't be the person I am now if I hadn't moved to a bigger school. And honestly, it was nice because if you live in a small town, you probably know this. Everybody knows your business. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows what happened in your life. If your parents go through a divorce, split up, anything like that, people know.
And you never live down your past reputation. If you picked your nose in first grade, they will call you nose picker until you graduate high school.
There was a kid in my class who crapped his pants in second grade, and
then he's crap pants Charlie for the rest of forever.
Forever.
Poor Charlie.
His name was not Charlie, but
his name was Charlie now.
I won't say his name, but
you almost did. You thought about it.
Yeah, I thought about it. But like that's what happens in a small town, and then it was kind of nice going to this big school where nobody knew my name, nobody knew who I was, nobody
You
cared who I
reinvented.
was.
You got to reinvent yourself.
Basically, yeah.
Which-
I reinvented myself as the same person I was,
Yeah.
but there were more kids like me.
Yeah.
There was a whole theater of people like me, and my freshman year, I was angry and stupid, but it was nice just being invisible for a year, like going from a small town where everybody knew your name and everybody wanted to bully you for something, to just, nobody knowing you.
Being Jessie Gabrielle.
Yeah.
And then you'd raise your hand and be like,
And
I'm here. Attendance.
Interesting fact, I don't know if you even knew about, but because I
My
grew up in
bubble
a,
just puckered when you said that, because that's scary when you say I might not know something.
you probably know about it, I probably talked about it, but there's not a lot that we don't know about each other by now.
That's true.
But I, like, being at a small town, cliques are very important, and the popular girls were always very important, and it was very much like everything you see on TV with Mean Girls and stuff. That's the only time in my life where I think, like, movie stereotypes apply to high school is small towns. And usually I think the people who make those movies are people who grew up in small towns.
Or they research for their movie in a small town. Because also, those movies are always based in a small town. The Mean Girls High School is not very big when you watch that movie.
No. And that was the thing. There were a bunch of girls who were like rich farmers' daughters and stuff, and they had more money than my family did, and they would dress really nice, and they would wear all these nice clothes, and everybody wanted to be them for some reason. And so me going to a big school, I was like, okay, nobody knows who I am, because my mom, like my 8th grade year, she decided she was going to help reinvent me. And she got me hair extensions, she took me to the salon.
Which you wore hair extensions, full face of makeup, and full to the nines, like realtor lady out. Not realtor lady outfits.
No, but
you were dressed.
I had name brand stuff on.
Oh yeah.
And you would have never guessed that I was a nerdy kid in middle school.
No.
And when I first moved to Avon,
You still wore
I was
hair
wearing
extensions every
Miss
day.
Me jeans and like buckle shirts and hair extensions, because my mom went all out, just one shopping trip.
Yep.
And spent a bunch of money just because even though we didn't have enough money at the time, she thought that would get me to stop being bullied.
It's sweet in a way, because it was her way probably of trying to help you.
Yeah, but I think the right way to do it with kids is just let your kids be who they are. Because no matter what, I still felt miserable being in the Miss Me jeans. I felt like I was in another person's skin. And when I moved to Avon, those types of girls, like those popular type of, like the popular type of people, like cheerleaders and stuff, they tried to befriend me. I was sitting at their lunch table and they were talking about stuff, and they were wanting me to hang out, and I hated it. I was like, why did I want this? These people aren't even that interesting. This is not me. I mean, they're interesting to themselves and stuff, and like
to each other.
Well, yeah, if that's the type of person they are, if that's the type of person you are, then fine, and that's fine. Be who you are. But I felt myself like I was faking it, and I was miserable the whole time.
That's an interesting.
So I just stopped talking.
That's an interesting point of view.
Sorry to those people.
when people say be yourself, the first thing that you pop in your head is is a kid who's different or a kid who's very unique. But there's nothing wrong with being yourself and wanting to follow the bandwagon. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being yourself and wanting to wear what you want to wear, if it's designer or if you want to be just like Kylie Jenner is like a huge figure nowadays. If that's who you want to be and that's how you feel and you feel like that's what you want to do right now, then do you.
Feel that's really true.
Yeah, don't just like follow her because like you think she's cute or like her Instagram. But if you really truly, that's how you feel and that's what inspires you, then fucking do it. Being yourself doesn't necessarily mean you have to be weird. But that's just like what it meant to us.
Random thing,
we're weird.
I started doing my makeup where it's like kind of more natural and stuff, because I saw the paper magazine like Christina Aguilera cover.
Yeah.
Where she's like,
Oh,
she
nude?
got freckles and like nude and stuff, and I like that look.
I meant said nude, but
And
like
it
nude
felt-
I didn't
yeah,
like in the nude.
And when I put that on, I felt more like I had my own face.
Yeah.
So I liked it. And I mean, I have freckles, but I went and put makeup on top of my freckles just so they would come out. So I kind of did the fake freckle look thing, but
Are you doing
I
it?
like it.
Are you doing it today? Because there
Yeah.
are freckles under your eyes, and I was going to
But
mention
that, and I got sunburnt, so my freckles come out.
I like the freckles. Well,
'Cause I'm a giant ginger.
this has been
I still have to pee. Can we pause this and then come back?
well. It's 7:00.
It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah. So
How did it become 7 o'clock?
I don't know, but it's pretty much time to wrap up anyway. So it's probably good that you have to pee now.
Okay.
But
Well,
we will
my bathroom break is gonna be the end of this chat.
we will talk again here soon.
If we find out that the microphone was not on this whole time, I'm
be
gonna
so mad. But you know, we'll see you later.
I just realized it says maybe you are wondering who these fuckers are.
I think, yeah, I wrote an intro that we could say, and it's
Yeah,
like,
she wrote an intro that we didn't even use.
no, we did not use. But part of it says if you don't know who, you're probably thinking you don't know who these folks
Did
are.
we even mention what our channel is called?
We are Amon and Chavo,
Amon and Chavo.
the Amon and Chavo podcast.
And she's Massey Booth and then Gabby Swoops.
Yeah.
Swoops.
We'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.